on the question of possible Big Ten expansion here in the near future, Robert J. Jones, the Chancellor of Illinois, says, I'd be lying if I said we weren't thinking about it. Welcome to episode 203 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, subscribe to our ever-growing channel. Smash that like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. Let's see what Robert J. Jones, the Chancellor of Illinois, actually said about the potential of Big Ten expansion here in the near future. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to it. From Nicole Auerbach. Nicole Auerbach from The Athletic, further Big Ten expansion. Not at the top of our list, Illinois Chancellor says, but it's somewhere on that list. The expansion door is cracked open. Further Big Ten expansion, not at the top of the list. Rosemont, Illinois, with USC and UCLA set to join the Big Ten next summer. The conference is about 14 months away from becoming a 16-school league. But will the Big Ten grow beyond that anytime soon? Conference expansion is not really at the top of our list at the moment, University of Illinois Chancellor Robert J. Jones told The Athletic Friday. Our first priority is to successfully integrate UCLA and USC, he said. At the same time, we know that the landscape is shifting, and for us, it's time to be very thoughtful and analytical. Are we thinking about realignment? Of course. We're doing analysis, the cost, the benefits of staying at 16 or moving up. It's not something we're going to do just to react to what other conferences may choose to do, i.e. Big 12, Pac-12. We're only going to do what's best for our current membership, and there has to be some value added for expanding beyond, no question about it. They're not going to do it out of charity. They're not going to do it for another conference. It has to be for the Big Ten. It has to be a value add to the current 16 schools that are going to be in the Big Ten in 2024. But my goodness, they're thinking about it. We're doing analysis, the cost, in other words, talking to potential new media partners. The benefits of staying at 16 or moving up. You know what all that sounds like? The expansion door is cracked open. As we've been saying for weeks at Peek Around the Corner. We'll circle back to this at the end of the article. Jones, Robert J. Jones, the chair of the Big Ten's Council of Presidents and Chancellors, represented the group at the Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti's introductory news conference today. He said he's less concerned about the travel and logistics surrounding the Los Angeles schools than he was initially after recent conversations with his peers at both schools. USC and UCLA already travel quite a bit in the Pac-12 play, Jones said, and he expected the Big Ten to schedule strategically to maximize each trip in various sports, likely playing more than one opponent in one location. That minimizes the negative impact on our students, which is the piece I think all of us are greatly concerned about, Jones said. When asked about further expansion during his news conference, Petitti also pointed to integrating USC and UCLA as the priority, but added, "My job is to make sure the conference is as strong in the present and future as it's always been." Jones said the Big Ten did not consider adding more than the two LA schools last summer, a seismic late June announcement that came less than a year after Oklahoma and Texas announced their intentions to leave the Big 12 for the SEC. He said the conference has not decided whether it would only add future schools as full members, which earn the exact same share of media rights revenue as the existing members. We don't have a position on that yet. Come on. What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? He said the conference has not decided whether it would add future schools as full members. Basically what they mean by full members is they earn the exact same share of the media rights revenue as the existing members. We don't have a position on that yet. They've been discussing it because they might add on if the situation calls for it. If it can be done, if all the hurdles can be met, if they can get a consensus, round up all the Big Ten presidents, they could include some schools in at a discount for the next 4, 5, 6 years, i.e., Washington and Oregon, to be blunt about it. We don't have a position on that yet. Oh, they've been talking about it. Jones said, back to the article, he reiterated that the league would need to know that any additional schools bring enough value to make such a move worthwhile. He said it would be a data-driven decision that aligns with the vision of where we want to see the conference in the next decade and the decades beyond. In other words, any decision to expand would have to meet the vision of not just now, but later on in the years ahead, where we know that the Big Ten wants to advance to the East in expansion. And finally, the money shot of the whole article. I'd be lying if I said we weren't thinking about it, Jones said. But it's not at the top of the list. There's no sense of urgency about it at this point. Wow. It's not at the top of the list. There's no urgency, but they're discussing. They're analyzing the cost of staying at 16 or moving up. They're trying to come up with a decision. Do we add schools in at a discount, or should they be full member schools? And if that's the case, it's probably not affordable. After reading what you just heard, what Robert J. Jones said today, the Chancellor of Illinois, to Nicole Auerbach from The Athletic, is there any question now that the Big Ten expansion door is cracked open? Of course it is. Of course it is. Does that mean the Big Ten is going to expand in the near future? No, it doesn't. There's lots of hurdles to overcome. A new media partner has to come in. They have to pay the freight for an Oregon and Washington. But when the Big Ten looks in the future, they know they're going to want to expand to the east, to the southeast. We all know this. In a total composition Big Ten conference of 20 schools, you're still only going to have 2 schools on the Pacific Coast, Washington and Oregon. When's the best time? No, you're not. When's the best time you're going to add to the Pacific Coast? When are you going to add 2 more Western schools? Is it now? Is it the best time right now if they can come in, Washington and Oregon, at a deep discount? Lots of questions. And they're talking about it. They're discussing it. Robert J. Jones said they're analyzing the cost of staying at 16 or moving up. There is a question if the Big Ten is going to expand here in the new future. Lots of hurdles to overcome. But let's put it to rest finally. The question of, is the expansion door cracked open? Are they talking about it? Are they analyzing it? Here with the new commissioner coming in, are they talking to media companies about possible expansion? And as we say here in Minnesota, you betcha. So put it to rest. Yes, the Big Ten expansion door is cracked open. We'll see what happens next. We'll see what happens next. Stick with us here at Peek Around the Corner. We're going to be covering this story, the Pac-12 saga. We're finally getting through the spring football games. We've had some fun watch parties. So join us. If you haven't already, subscribe to this ever-growing channel. Do so now. Get notified. We can pop up at any time. We already did a live show Friday morning today. Now with this emergency episode 203, things are getting heated. Things are getting hot. So stick with us here at Peek Around the Corner. Until next time, from all of us at PATC, to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.